Joining us here on the Rich Eisen Show is the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, getting set to take on the Vikings on Monday Night Football. He is none other than Brock Purdy. How are you doing, Brock Purdy?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, last time I saw you was at the Super Bowl, right?
Yes, sir.
That was a good time?
Yeah, I saw you introduce me to Shaq, man. I appreciate it.
You know what? It's one of those things. You know, when Shaquille O'Neal was walking out of the Fanatics party, you were there. I'm like, Shaq, this is Brock. Brock, this is Shaq. There you go. You know?
Yep. He had to get up. He had to go underneath the umbrella to see me.
He's a big dude. I mean, just in all honesty here, I mean, how have you been able to adjust in a life where you're definitely more famous every passing day than the day before with you, Brock? Your new life.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I just try to keep it simple, man. I just got to remember, I'm human. I'm the same son, brother, fiance. Like, I have a fiance now, but I just keep those things in mind, man. I don't try to think that I'm somebody else or something bigger. And so that's just how I go about my life.
And part of that is, do you still have a roommate? Are you still in that world right now, Brock?
Yep. I'm still obviously on league minimum and, trying to save my money. And so splitting rent with my roommate, who's an offensive lineman here. So
yeah, it's Nick, right? Is it who it is?
Yep. Nick Sikel.
Nick Sikel. All right. So, and that is, it's just wild. Does it ever blow your mind what's going on in your life right now, Brock?
Yeah, in a sense. We look at it like, it's sort of funny, it is what it is right now. This is where I'm at with my life. But, just trying to enjoy. I'm playing in the NFL on a great team. And, some people want to make it a big deal. Like, oh, you should be getting paid with this. And I don't care about any of that. It's, we're having fun with where we're at. And I'm appreciative of just everything.
Deep down, it's coming though, right, Brock? Deep down, it's coming. Those days are coming.
We'll see.
We'll see. Okay. I got you. All right. So let's just jump into how are you processing last weekend right now?
Yeah. Man, it was obviously tough. You never want to lose any game. And, for us, even if we did win the game, it's like, man, you got to look at yourself and be real about the things that we got to clean up. We got to be better on the road with a lot of things operationally as an offense, taking care of the ball and, taking advantage of the opportunities that they give you. So, we're real about it, but at the same time, and we got a lot to look forward to with the season. We got a big game coming up this week with Monday Night Football. So we're real about it, but I think that's what, makes us pretty good.
Anything happen in Cleveland that you're making a mental note of? Okay, that happens in Minnesota or future down the line. I'm going to do something different, X, Y, and Z. A takeaway that you're willing to share right here from that?
Yeah, man, I would just say, just like I said, the operation, our offense, we're pretty complex with stuff. But just making sure, if a couple of our key players go down, like Debo and Christian, being able to, help out the guys that come in the huddle who, maybe haven't gotten those reps at practice and allowing them to, be ready for play calls and stuff like that. And that's something that I take on me. Ray came in the game and Elijah Mitchell, JP Mason, backing up, Christian and Debo. And I feel like I could have done a better job with just helping them out with where we're supposed to line up, the plays that we have to run and things like that. So just moving forward, I got to be better with that.
Why is that on you?
I mean, just as a quarterback in general, for us to be on point and to move as an offense, I just feel like, there's times where I can just tell them when we break the huddle, hey, you're over here, just remind them, little reminders, especially on the road when, the environment is crazy. It's sometimes tough to hear. But just being ready for those kind of moments, I feel like it could just help them out and help them get into a groove and help build their confidence. So for some reason, I feel like I just take that on myself.
Brock Purdy here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's talk about your relationship with Kyle Shanahan. What generally does he tell you going into a game like, say, this Monday night? Walk me through that relationship, if you don't mind, Brock.
Yeah. I mean, he always just, echoes, you don't have to be somebody you're not. You don't have to be some superhero. You don't have to think you have to do too much. He obviously allows me to play who I am, but at the same time, I understand everything ties together in this offense. There's a reason why he's calling certain plays. If the shot play is not there, progress to number 3 and we'll move on, to third and manageable compared to third and long. And so he's always just, preaching and teaching play within our offense, within our system. You don't have to do too much. There's times where you'll have opportunities where you break outside the pocket and you have to make a play. And then he's like, be you in those moments. But we have a good defense. We got a great team overall. And so do what we ask of you and we'll be just fine.
Why do you think it works so well or has worked so well so far, Brock? Why?
Yeah. I think we just got obviously a great team. We got playmakers across the board. And so for me, I look at it like I'm a point guard. I just got to dish out the ball to the guys in space and allow them to make plays and be on time, make the right decisions. I don't have to be this, superhero of a quarterback scrambling and making all these highlight plays. That's not how our offense is, and so our run game is really important, for me to make sure we're in the right run, the right play, taking check downs, being smart with the ball, being willing to punt because we have a good defense. I feel like it just all ties together, and yeah.
And the number of people that I've spoken to from your team, your teammates, McCaffrey, Kittle, for instance, Debo, I've asked them the same question, so I'll ask you as well. Your coach is famous for saying, this is the way, if we run the play, it's going to work, and it's exactly how it does, in fact, play out. Do you have a story like that about Kyle Shanahan telling you, do it this way, let's call it at this time, and then he does it, and it does actually hit in the same manner that he predicted? You got one of those for me, Brock?
I think like there's multiple times, he's called the right play at the right time, like, Sunday Night Football, the trick play. We've had that in for weeks, and then we run it and we hit George down the sideline at the right time. It was the right coverage. Great play call. Last year against Seattle in the playoff game, we did this trick play, not necessarily a trick play, but we sold outside zone really hard to the left, and Jawan had a great fake block and went down the sideline. It was a huge play in the game for us to, then score after. We had been saving that play for a while, but he just, allows to, set up those plays for, third, fourth quarter, crucial parts of the game kind of plays. And so everything ties together, man. He's always thinking about how he can set something up, whether it's pass, run, or whatever, but the dude's a wizard. So.
Few minutes left here with Brock Purdy, San Francisco 49er quarterback. So over your left shoulder, I couldn't help but notice there's Montana. Over your right shoulder, there's Dwight Clark reaching out for a pass from Montana. Have you spoken to Montana? You got any relationship with him at all, Brock?
A little bit. I spoke to him actually at the Super Bowl event. It was the first time I saw him. The last time he was in, I think, Santa Clara. He was here for the Chiefs game last year. Mm-hmm. I wasn't playing at the time, so I didn't really, have an opportunity to talk to him. But when I have talked to him, he's been nothing but great. He's supported, this team and how I've played and stuff. And so just to be able to hear him, sort of show some gratitude and stuff for me, it's like, dude, that is a legend. That's the guy. That's the guy. When you look at the 49er logo, that's who you think of. So what an honor.
And what about Young? What about Steve Young?
Yeah, he's been around too. Spoke to him the Sunday night game. Actually, he was on the field for a little bit, and how he was just really nice about everything. He's like, dude, how you've handled everything and your decision making and your process. And he goes, I want to sit down and talk to you more about it. So just to know that he has our back too. That's awesome, man. It's like a dream too. But what an honor for both of those guys to love what we're doing.
And I'm just wondering, why doesn't this faze you more? I'm serious, man. How old are you again right now, Brock? 23. Yeah. Seriously, what an opportunity you had placed in front of you and how it's all beginning to blossom for you. And obviously you've got a lot more football, and I totally get it. But why do you think, not to turn me into a shrink here and just try and have you lie on the couch, but why does it not faze you? Like, what about your upbringing or anything that you think you can hang your hat on this? Brock?
If we're being real, man, my faith, it allows me to realize like I'm a part of something that's not about me, my whole life and stuff, trying to think, like this is all about me. This is my story. I don't think like that. I just want to help this team win. I want to help, love on these guys here and tell them about Jesus and God and having a purpose in your life. That's where I'm at. That's how I think mentally. And, all the other stuff that comes about, like obviously you got legends and people that you grew up watching that you're able to now talk to and stuff. But man, I see it, they're human too. I'm human. We're not these gods or anything crazy. So, I don't know. I just try to keep it simple. You know, I'm living life. I'm playing football, and I get to get paid doing this job, and it's a blessing.
And so many people are trying to crack the code on finding another you, or finding somebody who can come into the league and perform, you know, in a manner in which you're performing. Do you think the 4 years you had at college and the amount of time you played does help in this front as well, Brock?
Yeah, I do. You know, I've told multiple people multiple times, like the situational football, the environments you go and play in, just the different defenses and schemes that you have to get ready for, like 4 years of that, and catching a ball, seeing all that kind of stuff, and being, you know, accurate with the ball and making plays, like all that stuff added up. I think it really did help, you know, when I got to this level, in terms of, you know, now I get to see a defense. Oh, I remember seeing this a couple years ago against this scheme in college or whatever. I think that all those little things help. And at the end of the day, man, it comes down to making good decisions consistently. And so I feel like I have a lot of reps of that from college, and it allowed me to be ready for what's to come here.
All right, in the few minutes I have left with you, how do you respond to those who say you're just a product of the system there, the coach and the guys around you, and all you're doing is basically rolling the balls out and not making mistakes? How do you respond to that, Brock?
Man, I would just say, you know, I don't really care, in a sense. You know, I just want to win. I want to help this team win. People can say what they want. That's cool. I just want to help this team win and reach our goals. And then we'll see at the end of all this if that's true or not. So,
and then the coolest thing that you've been able to experience, outside of obviously the X's and O's and the winning, I'll just example beating Brady, for instance, or meeting somebody. You know, obviously we talked about you getting to meet someone like Shaq. Which is the one that's just landed on you as, okay, that's pretty damn cool, and then you go back to being the quarterback of the 49ers? You got anything like that for me, bro?
I would just say, you know, you may have heard the story, but like my first game was against the Dolphins. I wear number 13 because of Dan Marino.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's from Florida, so I was a Dolphins fan growing up.
Mm-hmm.
But that was my first game I got in. And then in the second quarter, I look up on the big screen and Dan Marino's there. So like, it's crazy, sort of like things like that. But yeah, man, what a ride so far, and I'm very thankful for all of it. So.
And you got a chance to meet Marino? Chat with him? Talk with him?
Yeah, I was doing a Thursday night sit down with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
That's right.
FaceTime Dan Marino in, so that was the first time I talked to him. It was pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah. And did you ever see Ace Ventura, Pet Detective? Did you ever see that one? Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's a great one.
Yeah, okay. Very good. Just want to make sure on all that. All right, Brock. Well, this has been a pleasure chatting with you. Good luck to you on all that. And, you know, while you still have a roommate, is he the messy one? You're the messy one? What do you got? What is it like?
He gets annoyed at me, man, because I'm always telling him to clean up after himself. So
you're the quarterback.
Nick, do the dishes.
You're the quarterback, though. You know what I mean? You're the quarterback.
That's right.
You can't have your house in order, Brock. It's like your huddle. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You gotta take pride in it, man.
Well, listen. Congrats on the ride so far, and good luck moving forward, sir.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Anytime. That is Brock Purdy getting set to take on the Vikings on Monday Night Football right here on The Rich Eisen Show. Catch The Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.